Item number 4, resignations and appointments. There being none, we will move on to item number 5. It's a biggie.
I'll make a motion to approve the budget as presented for the Board of Education.
I second that.
Any discussion?
Now we're getting discussion.
In favor?
Aye.
We're not going to discuss it all.
Yeah, discussion.
Hold on there, Bruce. I wasn't here
I
last
have to
night.
open up my ears, I'm sorry.
I wasn't here last night, but I got myself up to speed a little bit on this now. I mean, I would still try to cut some more. That was me. I mean, Kurt, I think you all got Kurt's email today. I'm not saying I haven't gone through in that detail, but obviously there's some things, like just the fuel thing, just one thing to think about. I don't know if we have to cut that much out of it, but of the fuel, but
You mean the energy consumption?
yeah.
John?
Well, actually, it's on the fuel light on them, and because energy, they did cut on electric, 11,000 I think, and then they only cut 1,000 on
Yes.
fuel. So, this building should be a lot more energy efficient than our previous building. It's not in trouble.
I think that's something I agree, but you roll the dice at this point because of the fact the building hasn't been operating.
Yeah.
You're using more electricity, obviously, because we're running hot and cold water through blowers, so you're using more electricity with the chilled beam system. You're using less gas, it's more efficient, and obviously the building's tighter and smaller, square footage wise. But I think you got to be conservative on what you pull back because of the fact that it hasn't been tested. You won't know until you get a year's use out of the facility. Similar to the solar at the two other schools, until you get a year's use. And by the way, the rates have gone up considerably since the original cost estimates were provided. So it'd be very easy for Jack the Board of Ed to say, particularly Jack, since he's leaving, to say, yeah, cut 25% and leave it to the next person. But
You're specifically talking about the fuel for heat line item?
yes.
Yeah.
All right, in their final 2014-15 budget, they asked for $240,000. Last year, they went up $57,000 to $297,000. And now they're offering to cut back $1,000 because we don't have the figures? They went up 20% in 1 year.
It was
that
a cold,
when
Carol,
fuel costs,
if you don't remember, that was the coldest winter in 100
that's when
years.
fuel costs were about twice what they are right
Well, we
now.
should average.
So my thought
Not
is,
just hop up like
if
that.
fuel was more
Or
then,
up down.
and we have this cost-efficient building now, why aren't we at least just back to that 240 figure? Why are we contemplating
actual?
a $50,000 increase when fuel prices are half what they were 2 years ago?
Well,
Well, we're using a different kind of fuel too. What is that fuel?
we don't have actual for last year. I mean, actual 14-15 was 265.
But I don't think it's our job to sit here and critique this. I think, all I'm saying is I think we should go down lower. I mean, if they got to find it someplace. I mean, Kurt gave some ideas.
Right.
I'd like to see it pass. I think our job is to get it, or try to get it passed on the first go around. I think they did a better job this year than they have, and but I still like to see it. I think they could do better. I mean, the PR is what? It's still 430,000 less. It could go down to, but obviously I don't think we should go all there. But I just think I think our job is just to get it down. I mean, Board of Finance is going to get it anyhow, so.
I mean, we've gone through this for years. And you pick a number, let them figure it out. There aren't many. We don't line item control any operating. We can go through capital and say you cut this, you cut that, or whatever. That's under our purview. recommend to the Board of Finance, doesn't mean it goes forward. But, you know, if you're gonna pick a number, you gotta have, you know, something you have an idea of. You know, fuel could be one, but again, I caution that because of the fact that I know that the electric renewal and the gas renewal, the rates are higher. Natural gas has gone up. And it's not quite to where oil is, even though oil's come down. It's not quite to where oil is, because we have, you know, but it still has gone up considerably compared to a couple of years ago.
And when, you know, I don't know. I think the capital numbers were wrong, right, last night?
No, you're right. Mr. Carr was right with his number.
Yep.
The
You got the
459.
right number.
No, I'm saying Jack's proposal thing here was, the capital was incorrect, right?
No, because what he had in his proposed budget was right. Was what we were asking about last year, what the capital was.
Gotcha.
Right.
So it actually went down
Yeah.
for this
How much is
budget.
Well, it would have been a 1.65 overall increase in the budget with capital based on what we thought his capital was. What the capital is, actually is 1.3% overall increase. 0.48 in operating. Carolyn's there. You got anything to do? I don't want to put you on the spot off the top of your head. Actual fuel, and I don't have the audit, which we would have a breakdown on it anyway, what the actual fuel for heat and everything was last year, what the actual number was.
Yeah, we do have it on the budget book on, well, I don't think it has a page number. Actual heating fuel was 265, 264, about 25,000 over budgeted.
The second column.
Under-
No, that's 14-15. I'm looking for 15-16.
Oh,
Well, we're at
actual-
15-16. We'll get there.
Yeah,
We're good here.
Good Lord. So what happens when you sit down reading books all day?
What was that number again?
265, 264, right, 25, it's on there on the district-wide sheet. If you go down to tab 4 of district-wide, bottom of the page, heating, fuel, and gas. It was $25,000 over was budgeted.
What was the, does anybody remember what the debt service figure was for last year?
Yeah, I can tell you. Of course I do, Carol. It's in here, but I can tell you.
That's this year.
$833,313. And this year is $1,220,286.
We're fine.
It's not bad, considering we're building a new school.
That's right.
I assume that for some of the, because where I look at the progression of the debt and where it started, where it is, now, you capitalizing some premiums on the sale of the bonds, so that brought it back down from where the initial was going to be. Yeah, the initial was going to be $1,510,000. Must have capitalized on the premiums, and then we did and there was a refi.
Yep.
Any further discussion?
Pick a number.
Oh, we gotta vote on
We have a vote on yours first. I said we take half of what it is down to that. It's 215, 512.
I can't hear you, John.
Or at least something out of that fuel or whatever. I just like to see it pass in the first go around. And,
I think it's going to pass for the way it is, in my opinion. It's done a pretty good job.
Hold on. Motion and a
No,
second.
no, no, it doesn't pass the-
Okay, in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Three ayes?
Bruce voted yes.
Yeah. Is that, wait a minute, say that, what are we
Yeah.
voting on?
Aye,
On, as it
Well,
proposed.
As it's proposed.
as proposed.
All right.
Hand up.
Okay.
No?
No.
Again?
What was Lynn's vote?
Yes.
Oh,
Take
okay.
hand up.
Sorry.
I couldn't see that you voted. And I just want to also make a comment that my no vote is just a reflection of the fact that, never mind, I'm not even going to say that. I just want to say, I think the Board of Education worked incredibly hard this year. I know you did. I know you went back, and you really struggled and put these numbers together. And you did a phenomenal job. I just, looking at the debt service, I know that that's out of your purview. There isn't anything you can do with that. But I think there has to be some way to offset that 50% increase in the debt service in order to make that number that you're going to approach the town with more equitable. I'm sorry, I know you worked super hard, and I think you did a phenomenal job. It's just about getting it passed. So, I'm sorry, and I do appreciate everything you put into it.
Okay, so motion carries. All right, next.